Local Meat Club members, my name is Marcella Jackson, and this video is all about raw milk. This is the intro video for those that are new, and maybe for those that are, are a little familiar, but a little refresher. So, raw milk, of course, is different from pasteurized milk. Raw milk, of course, comes straight from the cow. It has all of its natural enzymes, the natural bacteria and things for when human beings take in the milk and digest it. It's easy. Versus pasteurized milk, of course, is heated up where it's basically just sterile. Okay, of course, there's different pasteurization processes where it's not like really hard, but there's some that kills everything. And so pasteurized milk started way back in the I think the early 1900s when milk people used to deliver milk straight from the farm to houses. The problem is during that time, of course, milk was not refrigerated. There weren't refrigerators back then. So if you can imagine, given the nature of raw milk, going from one place to another and not having any refrigeration to bring it down to temperature so that people don't get sick, I'm sure it just ran rapid probably back then. So that's where, of course, the government came in and basically said, okay, we gotta pasteurize our milk. Is more so for the safety of the people in that time, which, it has this thing. But however, raw milk in its natural form, when handled correctly, is actually very safe because people have been drinking raw milk for eons. However, in the United States, for some God-given reason, they have not lifted really much bans on, having or not having pasteurized milk, even though we have everything in place to be able to handle raw milk now than ever before. Okay, so that's one difference. And something to think about here too, how do we handle the raw milk when we get it from our farm? And by the way, their name is Sarah and Harley Bontrager. They, of course, handle the milk in sterilized buckets, and then they cool it down. Of course, they strain it, they put in another bucket, they strain it, and then they cool it down immediately, usually in their ice house. Of course, in the future, actually, and here in a few months, we're going to end up getting a tank to keep everything refrigerated, but it is a very essential part for the safety of our members that we get that temperature down as soon as possible to keep the milk good and fresh for you. And so, and then from that point, when I come in to handle the milk, I give them sterilized jars, and they put the milk in the jars, and I generally always keep dry ice on me, and that's just to ensure that the milk stays at the proper temperature so that you won't say bad bacteria, or it's not even really bad, because after milk, well, in this case, they don't really sour, it clabbers, okay? So like once it gets to a certain point, when it gets kind of warm, and then it will turn and it will clabber. I'm just preventing it from clabbering, okay? That is one process. And then, let's see, how are cows raised? Okay, so our cows are Jersey cows. And Jersey cows are very, it's like one of the best cows to have to make cream with. So it has a lot of cream naturally. It's creamier, the texture of it. And our Jersey cows are what's called A2 cows. And for those if they're really concerned, it's the most digestible milk that there is out there. There's like a different strain, A1 and A2. Well, we have the A2 strain. And yeah, because we just got it tested quite a few months ago, and so we're golden in that sense. Of course, I always encourage my members to go and do their own research, because what I'm doing here is kind of paraphrasing, saying a lot in one thing, just to give you an overview of what raw milk is. But please, of course, educate yourself and do your own research. Okay, so back to the how the cows are raised. So these Jersey cows are they're wonderful cows, and the milk that they give is fantastic. The thing is, when you first get the milk, you'll notice that the milk will look just like this, because this is straight from the cow. It wouldn't tell, it would look just like regular milk. And then after a couple of days, what happens is the cream will naturally rise to the top. And this is the magic part right here. Now you can see this one has a lot of cream in it. If you notice, there's a separation that happens. So naturally, and this one is a little bit older, so the cream is raising to the top. And what you do with this wonderful cream is, of course, you could use it, you could skim it off if you think it's a little too rich. Like here, you could like maybe skim off about this much and then have this here and save this for cream for, of course, everything you use cream for your coffee, you put it over fruit. You could save it on the side and then put it in a jar. And then you can let it sour, and then guess what? It will thicken up some, and then it turns into this most beautiful sour cream. Okay, and that's the nature of like raw milk. That's different from pasteurized milk, because a lot of times it's homogenized, where all the butter, all the fat is all stirred in, but this here it will naturally separate over time. So like I said, start like this. In about a day or so, it'll start separating. And then the longer that it sits, actually, the cream it will become more dense at the top. Sometimes so where you almost can't really drink it. And so, of course, the flavor of the milk. So, because our cows are raised or grass-fed cows, there is a difference in the season. So, you'll notice in the springtime, fresh grass. The milk is it has a fresh kind of grassiness, green flavor to it. And then as the season goes on, like right now we're in about mid-October, actually going toward the end. Whew, time flies. And then they're going to be switching over their pasture from green grass to our raised hay. So even the hay that the cows digest are from our own farm, so it's self-sustainable. So, but you'll notice there will be another flavor change in between transitioning, and for some reason, they say it's creamier with the hay milk versus the green pasture milk. So, but yeah, you'll notice a difference. It'll be a slight, like a texture of more like spring, if you can think, kind of a little bit thinner. Hay has, the milk is a little more richer, in which the kids kind of like that one better for some reason. Okay, so that's one. So as a herd share, I think it's in our private membership association, I think it's important for you to know, local meat club members, what do we do for our cows in the case that they need medical attention. Okay, so because the Amish are raising their cows, they don't give their cows any shots or anything of that sort. Luckily, Jersey cows do not have a tendency to get have any like major health issues, except from time to time they would get a fever. Usually after they start letting down, they may have a period of time where they may develop a fever. And what the protocols that our Amish farmer use is they'll give the cow calcium, and then they will give them a herbal mixture, but it's all natural, and I forgot the name of it right now. If you contact me later, I'll try to remember, but basically everything that they use is all natural. And then for us, like let's say if there's some milk that's not, because the cow has a fever, I would just you know, we wouldn't have enough milk, let's say, for an order because of that. One, I will let you know, but then I will refund you, and I'll just let you know why you're not getting milk for the week. And then, or if you want me to hold over the milk until for the next week, for the following week, I'll be happy to do so for you. And another thing, every now and again, you may get a batch of, or get some milk and it kind of tastes weird. Okay, that could be from several factors, but what I would do is, of course, I would just, you know, call me, let me know. It's like, it just kind of tastes weird. And then what I would do is, first I would just refund for the milk, and then of course I would let our Amish farmer know that, hey, I've had an issue, what's going on. And 9 times out of 10 they will tell me, oh, well, the cow was either like, it was like just before they're getting ready to get like a fever or something like that, and maybe it tastes weird because of that. And then I was like, okay, we're not going to use the milk from that cow from, you know, forever, how long. I think it's like two weeks before they will use it again. They'll have to milk it, you know, for themselves or whatever, but I wouldn't take it for our members. So that's our protocol in the case of, you know, let's say if a cow was sick. But we do have multiple cows, so no big deal there. But a big deal because you know how we handle it and what to do, right? Right. Okay, and then let's see. The uses for raw milk. Okay, so I want our members to be the most educated about how to get the most from our raw milk. You know, I want you to be able to, like, hey, once I have this, I know how to use it. Even after it clabbers, you could use it for multiple uses as well. So the one thing that you can use the milk for, even after it turns, because like I said, it's not sour milk, it's clabber milk. And you could use it in recipes that call for like buttermilk. So like for an example, I always love to use our sour milk for making pancakes. They make some of the absolute best French toast, because you think buttermilk French toast, it's fantastic. It's really, really awesome. And then there's other recipes that you may use it for like cornbread. If you know that some of the recipes call for milk, you can just use your clabber milk, and oh, it works fabulous for that. And let's see what else. Of course, for the regular milk, you could you could use it to make yogurt. You can make kefir. You can make soft cheese, which those things I will show you how to do in another video. You can make hard cheeses. I'll show you how to make sour cream. Yeah, and then, oh, and of course the best, especially now that the season's starting to get kind of cool, for hot chocolate, don't use water. You can use the milk. You can warm up the milk and, you know, put all your little chocolate sauces in there, and it makes the most amazing hot chocolate, and it's so good for you. So yes, I really appreciate you listening to this video. I hope you learned something. And then of course, if you have any other questions, please give me a call and I'll be happy to ease your soul about the use of raw milk, because I want our members to be the most confident in using it, and to know that of course the safety and everything is our top priority for you. So thank you for being members, and I'll see you in another video or at your door.